Hi, I'm Rich Newbold, Game Director.
And I'm Adam Woods, Senior Executive Producer, and we are really excited to show you the very first look at Planet Coaster 2 in this first deep dive video. We're going to take a look at the combination of water parks and roller coaster parks. So let's dive in. Rich, what is Planet Coaster 2?
Planet Coaster 2 is the sequel to the original Planet Coaster, the game we all know and love. It's a creative management sim about building and designing those amazing theme parks, kind of running a successful park, making sure your guests are happy and spending money so you can keep building it and expanding it. And it's about sharing those creations as well. And in Planet Coaster 2, we're bringing those amazing water parks that have been requested by our community for many years now into a game that you know and love.
Speaking of water parks, we are here already in the water park area of this theme park that we've built already. This is a work in progress sandbox from one of our development builds, but you can see our guests are already enjoying the pool that I've placed here. Pop that down quite quickly using the new pool tool, where you can place geometric shapes or custom shapes as well, kind of building to your heart's content really. In the back we have body flumes. These are constructed piece by piece, just like the roller coaster tracks you can see in the far distance as well, allowing me full creativity. I choose exactly how I want that slide to look and to work. I do have to balance, of course, excitement, fear and nausea, right? We don't want to over excite our guests, or maybe they do. Guests will have certain preferences and tolerances to that. And we also have the rather incredible looking drop piece at the top here, vertical drop piece. Guests get in and they come shooting down the slide out into the splash pool at the end there. I think we get a good view from that point, I think, don't we? There we go. Would you go on that?
That is not the kind of ride that appeals to me. I get motion sick and I'm afraid of heights. So neither of those things have made this flume appealing to me.
You'll also notice that we have the ability to have transparent sections of the flume as well. This is all kind of inspired by real life flumes and real life water parks. And you can, as you clearly can see here, you can also change the colours, creating a really vibrant and interesting part of your water park.
Bringing water to Planet Coaster 2 has been really exciting. It's been great. It's been a challenge as well of how we provide tools for players to create those kind of authentic looking pools of water that you see in water parks. Those kind of, sometimes they're geometric shape, they're kind of square or rectangular, or they have these kind of natural kidney bean shapes as well, making sure we have tools that allow players to build those kind of pools in their water parks. It's also how they look. And we want to make them look visually appealing for our guests. We wanted an aesthetic that is kind of that vibrant blue water that you see in that idealistic water park that we all have in our minds as well, and making sure that it looks amazing and interacts well with your guests, whether it's on a flume or as they're jumping into from the side as they cannonball in and things like that. So it's been great bringing that through development from a kind of basic prototype to something that looks visually amazing as well.
I think it was also an interesting point to think about the management element of what a water park needs. You know, we have the new lifeguard, the new staff type, right, which has its safety conscious people will always want to make sure that, you know, guests are okay in the pool. So you have your lifeguard station, which is manned by a lifeguard. I think they're out currently making sure someone's not panicking too much in the water. And there's also the economy side of the water park and how that helps me expand my park even further. We have guest services, which are the areas where you'll buy the pool passes now, so I can monetize access to the pools and, you know, keep my economy going. We've got a new shop, Splash Emporium, buying all those inflatables ready to use in the pool as well.
Always need those for a pool, and as you say, there's the economy aspect as well, making sure you've got the price point for those things right, so that they're appealing to your guests, but also high enough so that you can kind of make as much profit as possible and keep your park economy going.
Some would say the most important part of a water park would be its changing facilities.
I would say the flumes and the pools are the most important part. But
if I can't get changed into my Speedos, then I can't get on the flume.
I think we're splitting hairs. Changing rooms are really important, though. I think you're right there.
They are, and they appear in Planet Coaster 2. You have to make sure your guests can access these changing rooms so they can get changed into their costumes and, of course, get changed back into their clothes, ready if they want to enjoy the rest of the park.
one of the important parts of your park are your guests. They're the whole point that we're building these big parks to keep them entertained, keep them spending money, and give them a really thrilling time. In Planet Coaster 2, we've taken the opportunity to rebuild the guests, the kind of the way they look, providing a lot more diversity, representation, and variety in the guests that are in your parks. You're also going to have more feedback into whether they're having a good time or a bad time. And we've also got them being affected by kind of bigger things in the park as well, such as the weather. The water parks giving us an opportunity to have these wonderfully hot, vibrant parks. And in Planet Coaster 2, they'll be a bit affected by things like sunburn. So you've got to make sure that they have access to sun cream to make sure that they don't get burnt, or they've got enough cover from the bright sun.
So this lady's got some factor 50 on.
I hope so as well.
I think so.
But yeah, they'll also give you that feedback of there being on a ride that's too thrilling or fearful or too nauseating as well. So you'll have that more immediate feedback from the guests themselves onto what kind of time they're having in your park, whether it's a good one or a bad one.
And it's not just guests that we've sort of gone back and looked at refreshing and rebuilding. We've also taken the firm fan favourites of flat rides and coasters over to Planet Coaster 2, but we've rebuilt them really. You know, we've rebuilt them ready for more creative options. You'll see here we've got our teacups, but they look quite wildly different now. This has had a bit of a pass from me on its queue path and on attaching scenery directly to rides now, and blueprints to directly to rides. Really quick and easy. Just pop it on, put it to any of the parts that move, and away it goes. It all moves with it.
Because although this area of the park's using one of our new themes, our aquatic theme, the teacup itself looks like it's aquatic themed as well, but that's not because it's an aquatic teacup. We built the teacups to be planar in this case, to allow us to put the aquatic scenery directly onto the rides. So some of the rides from Planet Coaster 1, from the original one that we've rebuilt, have been kind of pared back to allow us to put those scenery pieces on.
To allow you
Planet
guys
Coaster.
more freedom in how you want to theme it.
Yeah, exactly. It means that you'll have a lot more options now of, I want to take a ride and put it into anywhere in my park, any theme in my park. How do I do that? Well, now I've got more flexibility in putting scenery, putting blueprints on, and having it animate and move around with the ride itself, which is wonderful to see. As you can see here with our teacup, as you say, with the submarine blueprint in the middle of the pedestal.
And I'm sure many eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed that there's patterns on this ride as well. That's another customized option. All rides will come with predefined patterns. You can select it and then it will appear on certain parts of the frame and the teacups as well here. With the 360 power, another returning favourite in the back as well. You can see another example of how we've used other parts of the aquatic theme to change the look and feel of this ride completely, and it's only one of different themes that are coming in Planet Coaster 2.
Yeah, this one has a gradient pattern on it. We've attached some of the aquatic pieces directly to the back end of the 360 power, so it moves as the thing as it rotates around as well.
And another little example of how just one theme can look so radically different using different colours and different sort of colour palettes and ways between the two here. I suppose I've teased a little bit of what's round.
Yeah, we can see it we can see it over there. You keep moving the camera around to get us all excited about it.
Yes, it's not just standard body flumes that are going to come brand new to Planet Coaster 2. We are also looking at other varieties as well, such as the mega looking up to 6-person raft flume here, complete with inspired by real life piece, the fly trap. I would definitely go on this.
I think I would brave this one, actually.
As well as that, we had the plug hole here in the middle. We've got the sphere, and we have the boomerang nestled in the back as well. All inspired by real life water rides in real life. And the other thing you'll notice quite strikingly is that the colour and the patterns on these ones are very different to what we had at the beginning. Again, new customization options to the new rides in Planet Coaster 2 means I can very quickly create these stripe patterns if I so wish to, which gives a real visual panache.
It looks lovely.
To my water park.
It really does. And we have different flumes, different slides, and we have different special pieces for those as well. We don't just have these ones. There's a lot of different pieces.
One of many, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it isn't just flat rides we can customize in Planet Coaster 2. I can now also add my personal touch to any of the coaster cars. That's right. I've got my Whirlpool coaster at the back here. It's closed, ready ready for the guests to get onto, because I was just adding some scenery pieces to it here. It's got an aquatic theme, so I thought I'd add a ring to the front as if it's kind of been constructed or come straight from the factory like that. And we've also got these really lovely light bars from the resort theme, which is one of the other new themes coming from Planet Coaster 2. Yeah. And I'll just pop them on the side. And although I do still have all of the advanced object movement tools that we are used to in Planet Coaster, the original one, I didn't actually have to hand place all of these lights down the side. We have very clever tools where I can mirror from this side to the other side instantly. And I can also do twinning, which means it will apply to all of the cars in my train, but I can also then make it affect all trains in the coaster, and that's why in the background you'll also see that the second train has been customized the same. I didn't place all of them down, I placed that one ring and I placed that one light bar, set the right options, and it appears everywhere else.
It's going to be great to see how people, our wonderful community can bring those scenery pieces and blueprints.
Mine is very
yours is very
subdued or subtle.
It is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
For the time you had to get it.
Thank you.
But with time and imagination, I know the community are going to really put together the scenery pieces, the ability to change the color, to change the scale of objects now as well, attach them to rides, to coaster cars.
Yeah, we haven't even spoken about scaling. Yeah.
To come up with so many wonderful creations. I'm really looking forward to that. And it's not just about fan favorite rides and fan favorite coasters. We have such a big suite of rides and coasters. We also have new ones as well, such as this Frenzy Thrill ride, which is going to spin our guests in a terrifying way, in my opinion.
I wouldn't go on
I think they're excited. Really?
I wouldn't. I am a roller coaster and water ride guy. Flat rides sometimes, my belly's a bit too old these days. I feel a bit sick. The nausea rating on this one probably be a bit too high for me.
But yeah,
give me a good roller coaster and I'm all right.
For what it's worth, this is one of my favourite rides in the game. Me too. I would never go on it in real life, but I love the way it looks. I love the way it moves. I'm really excited to add it to Planet Coaster 2.
We've had a look at some of the creative tools coming, and I touched on some of the new management features with the facilities and the new shop earlier, but we've got some new ones. We've got other ones, haven't we?
Yeah, as part of the water parks, we have water filtration. So you need to make sure that these pools that are being used by our guests stay nice and clean. Over time, as the pools get busier and busier, they're going to get dirtier and dirtier. So you need to make sure you have a water filtration system in place for your pools and your flumes. And then on your coasters, your rides and your facilities, we have a power system as well. So you need to make sure there's enough power for them to keep running and for your guests to use them.
And they'll need maintaining as well.
Exactly. You need to make sure you've got
Can't let them run out.
That spine, that essential part of running a park is the staff. So making sure you have all of the appropriate staff in place, enough of them as well, make sure they're happy, paid well, and they keep their morale high. But your power and your water need to have mechanics. So as do your rides, make sure they're being serviced and repaired if they break down. We've seen our lifeguards in action in our pool already. This park needs more janitors.
I was about to say,
it's a very dirty park.
I'm sure lots of people are saying, you need janitors in your park, Adam.
Exactly.
And I do. Perhaps I need to hire a few more in.
Exactly. We need to make sure
we've got more bins about as well.
More bins in there. So the janitors to clean your park, make sure guests are enjoying a nice clean park. No one wants to be in a park full of litter. We have vendors for your shops. Make sure they stay open so your guests can buy their food, their drink, their souvenirs. We have ride attendants. Make sure that your rides and your coasters and your flumes stay open so your guests can keep on using them. And we have our wonderful selection of entertainers, of mascots, and we have some new ones in Planet Coaster 2 as well.
Let's have a sneak peek at Queen Splash. Introducing
Queen Splash.
Queen Splash.
We've been enjoying this deep dive in our more traditional camera view, but I think we should enjoy that coaster you've been customizing. I think we can enjoy that first person and kind of really see what the guests are going to feel as well as they go around your park.
Of course, it's not just your roller coasters you'll be able to experience for first-person mode. You'll be able to experience all of your flat rides and also your water flumes as well, including that very impressive-looking raft flume we saw earlier. I can imagine going down that fly trap in the hot seat is going to be quite the experience.
In this deep dive, we've just been giving you an overview of what's going to be possible on Planet Coaster 2, bringing those amazing water park visuals to the game with those, as you say, those amazing flumes and slides in their pieces. We've got our new creative tools. We have new themes and the ability to customize those rides and those coaster cars as well.
Next up, we'll have a look at the tools that you'll be using to create these parks, and we can't wait to show you more. Thank you so much for watching.
Love.